Hello everyone. Yesterday I had the huge opportunity of doing an interview with Josef Koeberl. Josef Koeberl is a person who has held the world record in standing in an ice bath for more than 2 hours and 30 minutes. I discovered Joseph when I was watching some videos of cold exposure, one of Jesse Coomer and the other one of the YouTube page of Take a Deep Breath. And it was amazing. There are two very good interviews that I'm going to put down the links if you want to watch them. That is about cold exposure. You can learn a lot about that, a lot of benefits about being in the cold. And during this interview, I watched, like Joseph was explaining some of his mental game, how he used some of the techniques that he used for managing the pain. And one of these techniques that I watched and I was delighted to watch them was the anchoring. So I'm not going to go deep in how he used anchoring, very useful technique, and I'm going to wait for you to see the interview to check how he used it. But I wanted to, when I watched that he was explaining and using anchoring, I get in contact with him to try to explain this technique, because I think this technique can be very useful in some context, basically the context is when you are really fucked up, when you are very tired physically or emotionally tired. A lot of the more complex cognitive work is not that it's useless, it's just you don't want to do them. It's like you are so tired that just leave that now, I don't want it. But anchoring is a quite basic structure, and if you do it well, it can be like a safeguard. You are drowning in the ocean and there is a safeguard, and you catch this safeguard and you are floating so you don't go down. I wanted to explain, because this technique has been very useful for me, and I want to explain two of the situations that I think they are quite clear that I use anchoring, and how it works a little bit. One of them was modeling a friend of mine who is a ultramarathon runner. He used to run 100 miles ultramarathon, 160 kilometers ultramarathons. I was modeling him, and I did an ultramarathon, a 63 miles ultramarathon, 100 kilometers ultramarathon. And oh my, there was a moment in that race that I was like, oh, destroyed, totally destroyed. Physically, pain, tired, crampy, like. So I want to give up. If not, I fuck running. I just want to walk. But you cannot walk too much, because there are, the lines, the cutting time, and you are going to be disqualified. So training with my friend, he was used to use a sentence when he's in this situation. That is, this sentence is Chinese steps. So you don't want to run anymore, but you start to walk, but with kind of a speed, speed walking, and telling yourself Chinese steps, Chinese steps, Chinese steps, Chinese steps, Chinese steps. So Chinese steps, Chinese steps, Chinese steps, and it was quite good for me, because it was very auditive. And when I am tired, or when I am in a bad situation, my inner dialogue is quite bad. So it was wonderful, and I use it in the red, and it was useful. So there was a time, half an hour, something like that. I was like, and I was like, Chinese step, 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 and I passed this bad moment, and in the video, Joseph explains very good how the pain works, and this is very important, how the pain works. And but I lived to the interview to that, and I passed this moment. I carry on with the race, and I finished it just in time, because oh my god, like 10 minutes for the good time. So, but I finished it. I'm very happy with that, and this is how I use the anchoring in that moment. And another moment in my life, it was when it was more a kind of emotional, exhausted. When I came to England, there was a lot of change in my life. Coming from a work as an engineer, like a kind of a revolution, a little bit of management, to came here and being cooking in the KFC. So for me, the experience in the KFC was great. I learned a lot about that, about human behavior, my own human behavior. I learned about a lot about the professional people that who are working in there. But in that moment, you know, and you came from one point to another. There is a Saturday night, and you are frying chicken. Fuck that, you know. Yeah, what I'm doing with my life. So I was quite bad emotionally. It was like in a down. So I was watching videos, and there is one video. I will put the video down in the link because I loved the video. That is about motivation in sports. There is Muhammad Ali in there. I love boxing, and in the video, Muhammad Ali says something like, "I'm going to show you how great I am." And while watching that video, I was like, "Oh, you know." So I said, "This is what I want," and I start to use that sentence, put that sentence every day that I went to work. Put that sentence. So I went to the KFC and I was like, top a little bit emotionally though. So you have to take care, no? You have to be realistic as well, you know. But going from a down to a let's go to war, you know. Let's go to share as much chicken as possible. And it changed a lot my state. I was promoted as a team leader, and this helped me a lot for going to the hospital. So I think this change in my state had consequences, you know. So I think it could be very useful. I know a lot of people in personal development, professional development, we love to work with belief system, you know, values, you know, purpose, this kind of stuff. That sometimes they are big words, and but when you are very bad, you know, very bad. This, you know, which is the purpose? Fuck the purpose, you know. I just want to get out of this state, and I want to feel good, you know. So in that moment when you are like that, anchoring could be a very useful technique. So I'm going to leave you with interview. Just enjoy with Joseph and check how he used the anchoring, what moment, and I hope you like it. Thank you. First of all, Joseph, thank you for coming. I'm going to present you for the people. I'm going to do this interview in English, and I will do also the translation to Spanish, so also a lot of Spanish people can know your work and what are you doing. Is Josef Koeberl. Josef
Yes.
Koeberl. He has held the world record in submersion in ice for more than 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Yes.
And you have been also swimming the English Channel. How many kilometers could be in there?
Around 34K.
All right, and it was really cold.
Well, it wasn't so cold. It has 17 degree.
17 degrees.
Yeah, I had a few problems, yes, with the currents, with the stream. So it takes me 42 kilometers.
All right. One of the things I have seen during your training is that you are having like a multidisciplinary training. You are doing like cold exposure strategies for being adapting yourself to the cold, that I think is very useful. Also, nutritional training that I'm very interested about the flow that you have, the Arctic food.
Mm-hmm.
What is that
Yes,
about?
you need a lot of training. Yes, you need to be long in the cold, to do a lot of swimming, but nothing is without good nutrition. So you need the basic nutrition that you can do all the things all the day, because not every day you can get the best food and the best vegetables, because in winter time, so we have no good salad, we have no vegetables who are frozen. Yes, that's good, but you know, the basic things you need, and that are in a form of supplements, because yes, I need a lot of energy, and when I'm going to make some videos or photos in a glacier, so I'm going swim in a glacier tunnel in Tyrol, in a glacier in 3,200-meter up in the mountain. So there you can get any food, any good food. So, and you get some vegetables with you or some fruits with you, but you will not have all the ingredients that you need for your body to be strong for the whole day. So, and also flow is a good drink to do also a lot of training, because you know, I will not drink coffee so much, because that takes my blood pressure higher than normally. And when you swim in the cold, so the blood is going out of your fingers and your legs, is going to the center of your body, and so the blood pressure here will get higher and higher and higher. And if you drink coffee before, so you have a maximum and a start. So if you start to go in the cold water and you have a high blood pressure, it's bad. And flow makes that feeling also like coffee.
Hmm.
It is the ingredients is only natural, and the caffeine is from guarana, and it makes not has not the feeling like coffee, that you go so up with the blood pressure.
It doesn't affect the blood pressure. No? This is very interesting. This is very interesting.
Mm.
Because in the cold exposure, one of the things is how to adapt when you go into the cold water. For in my experience, for example, is
Mm.
in the legs, in the feet, and in the hands.
Mm.
Is like at the beginning quite hard training, quite a lot of pain, and this also leads to me to the mental training. So how do you work with the mental training? We are going to speak about that, but first of all, I would like to speak also about the challenge that you are having now. You are having two big challenge. One, you are going to swim from Ireland to Scotland.
Yes, yes. So that's the North Channel. That's 35K in approximately 13 to 14 degree water temperature. Only swim in my normal swim trunks, and it will happen in September, in the starting September. So I need also training and the 8 hours qualification in Ireland. So I will do that in May. Yeah, so I had to do a lot of swim training, but it's not the best possibility a day to train at the moment, because all the pools are closed, also
Mm,
in Austria. So I had to do a lot of swimming in outside.
mm.
So that means I did since November nearby 100K in cold water. So that's a lot in 3 months.
Yeah.
So that means nearly every day a K in the cold.
In
So
lakes.
yes. So, and I started in November when the lakes had 7 or 8 degree, and now
Yeah.
the lakes here have 1.5 degree.
Yeah. And now
So
in this time of the year.
yeah, it's very cold. We have outside minus 10 degree in Vienna, a little
Mm,
snow, and water temperature. The lakes are frozen the most, so I had to go in rivers and swim in rivers and in the Danube,
mm.
so that I can make the training for that. Yeah.
Oh, it's wonderful. And this is very important for the also for the adaptation to the cold. It's very important.
Yeah.
And you have also you are going to attend again to break the world record. When
Yes.
when I saw that you were like 2 hours and 30 minutes, more than that,
Mm.
I thought that's unbelievable. But now, how much do you want to attend now?
Mm. Yeah, I want to do 3 hours
3 hours.
in June or in November. We will, or in October. We'll see how it's working with Corona, because it needs a lot of things to do before, and organization things. Um, but I will not break another world record. So I only have my goal for 3 hours, and I will hit that goal. So we will see how it works. But
So now there are two things that it came to my mind. One is about goal setting. That is very important. How do you set your goals? Because one of the things, as I have spoken with you, that I'm very interested is in the mental game. That is the things I'm working with, and in high performance. So it's very interesting. First of all, I want to speak. I'm going to speak about two things. Then, one is goal setting, that is very important, and the other one is I discovered you by watching the interviews, the interview with Jesse Coomer, I think is one of them, and the other with Take a Deep Breath. I will put the links of these interviews in there because I think they are amazing, and there is a lot of things in there that you can take information from that I think is very, very good for people who want to do cold training, but also for the other stuff. And one of the things that it was for me like unbelievable, it was the use of the anchors. So because I came from the NLP background, and I teach this kind of stuff, the anchors, and it was like the perfect example of how to use anchors in high performance, but also in life. And one of the things I think it's very important to understand for the anchoring is how the pain works. And you did a wonderful explanation about how the pain comes. Can you explain that, please, so the person understand how the pain works?
so when I'm standing for the 2 hour 30 in the box full of ice, so we have a glass box with 2 tons of ice, and the ice cubes had a temperature of 4 degree, minus 4 degree. And so I start to go in, stand there, the ice is coming, falling down to my legs, to my whole body, and I'm completely submerged of ice. And in the first 15 minutes, the skin is very warm, and the ice is cold, so it takes time that the skin is going down with the temperature. So, and in this time you had a lot of pain. So you had to do that. There is no possibility to run away or something. So you had to accept the pain and go via that. So then my plan was to do 1 hour completely easy, so it works normally. And after that, the pain comes. Yes, you stand there a lot of time and thinking of good things, speak with the people in the auditory and have fun there. But then pain is coming. Pain is coming not all the time fully. It is coming in waves. So you have a time where you're completely easy, and then you had to breathe more because the body needs more energy, and then the pain is coming. It's a wave, and that pain point when the wave is coming, so you're completely focused and focused on that. And in my training before, when I did a lot of hard things, and I really positive did that hard things, I put my finger needle here into my finger, and when you have that emotion after that, you did something very special, and you're full of motivation and energy, and this picture and or these moments, you put that emotion in your finger. And so when we are back then in the ice box and the pain is coming, this wave, so I put my finger needle down, and I was going down in my database, put that emotion out and think about that. And so I'm going via that pain, over the pain. The pain is only a few minutes, and then it's gone away. Then you have a good time again. And after a time, so in the starting, it's the periods are longer periods where you have no pain, and in the end, the pain, the periods are shorter, and you had to think more about that. But then you have, in the end, the most emotional moments in your database. That's when you had the first time your child on your arm, so that's a very emotional moment. and so that gives you also a flow that you can go with pain. And it's very crazy when you're in that ice box. You cannot run away, so you had to do something. And if you find out that it works, it makes you again, gives you another push in that moment, that what you train will exactly work inside. And that makes also me happy, and the people can see that also. But when the heart in pain is coming, and I'm working with that emotion, so I cannot speak with the people. So I had to be focused on that. I had to breathe very strong into my belly, and yes, after that everything is okay, and I can speak also again with the people. So that's a short introduction in that.
Yeah, that's perfect. This is the perfect explaining of anchoring. One of the things that I found very interesting is the explanation that pain comes in waves. So this is important, and you release tiger the anchor when the pain is coming hard, and you release it when it has gone the wave.
Yes.
So this is very important, and I have several questions about that. One of the things is that you say that when you work with the anchor, you do it when something happens in your life that is wonderful, that you have plenty of motivation, plenty of happiness. So do you work in the present moment, or do you work with the memory of that? This is a interesting question.
So I do it all the time. So always when I have a hard training, so I put that I had my new emotions inside, and now I'm going often with film teams or camera teams, journalists into the code, and I explain that them also, because the people who are going with me into the code, they should learn something from that, what they are doing in the code, because a lot of people they see the new trend in Austria, that we have to go into the code, so it's very fantastic, and do that. But afterwards, what was the thing? Why are they going into the code, and what can they take with? So I explain them. Then when you go in the code, you have very strong moments. You're fighting against the code, and in the end, you are the winner, and you did it in the code. And now this emotion afterwards, put that in your needle. Then you can use it afterwards in every bad situation, because in the ice water, I'm only there to help you, to give you a little push, but the step you have to in by your own, that you go into the cold. And that is just the moment afterwards which you have to to save, yeah, to put it here. And
The anchor.
afterwards, when you are in any business moment or a bad situation, so you can use that emotion and think, okay, last time when I was in the ice, I did it by my own. I made the right step, and with that emotion, I can do it again, also in a business problem. So
That's
you can use it.
that's exactly, that's perfect. The example of how to use the anchors in different environments, in high performance, in business. So it's very interesting. Also, one of the things that it, it is working is because you use it a lot. You do a lot of repetition, a lot of time that you are training, and you are having something that is very good, very motivating. You put it in the anchor every time. So you are like charging every time this anchor. So this is I think very important. And also when you speak, it's very important also when you say that if people go to the cold water, they have to take something from there, because it could be like a big change and a work in different areas of the personal level. But the thing of the anchor, for me, that is I found it so interesting when you did the interview, is that it works very well when you are really really bad, in a bad situation, you know, as you say, or in the business or in your personal life, and you need some kind of safeguard to use this anchor. I think is very important. So one of the questions that I got is when part of the game of the anchoring is to dissociate from the situation, painful the situation, and to associate with the good feelings. So
Mhm.
you say that you don't speak to anyone when you are using the anchor in the pain situation. You breathe with the belly a lot of focusing breathing, and you go, or your focus is in the good feelings, in the good stage.
In the emotion, yes, in that very good emotion.
Do you have any kind of representation of these good emotions, like any in that moment? Do you remember anything, any
Yes, I remember not only the emotions because I have also the picture to that. So I'm directly in that moment, so I can see it, I can feel it, and I see what happened there. So uh, it's very a beautiful moment also because all the positive emotions give you a reputation of your mind. So you have a lot of memories here, and all the good memories are always here. You can take them always out, and also not also the old memories, but also the new memories are very important. So I use the new memories in the beginning, and the old strong memories in the end.
which one do you use in the beginning?
The new memories, so
The-
which I did in the last few months in training. Yeah, and you know when I'm swimming, so I can't do that correctly because I'm swimming in the English Channel for 14 hours, so I could not put in bad situation my finger here. But it is also important to know how it is when you put your finger here. You have also a little pain here, so and if you know that pain here, you can think about your finger while you're swimming,
Mm.
and then you get the direct way to your database.
And
So if
it's very interesting. And you go first with the new things, and you go progressively going to the old ones. Like there is
yes,
also like a timeline working with that.
yes.
Oh.
So it is also the oldest emotions are the strongest emotion
Mm.
because you have to think a lot of them, and there are only a few. So I have every day that situation that I can do it something in the database, but the memories which are gone away longer time. So a lot of memories are gone. I know never know about that, but only the big ones are in my mind from the past, and that the really strong ones.
Oh,
So,
very
but
interesting.
it's important to train that every day. So the new memories that all training and a few are there. What I in my memories. What getting strong. Yeah, in a few months, a few were very strong because I was very emotional in that situation. And yeah,
Very
so
good.
it's
And there is also any kind of inner dialogue because for example for a lot of people like in my case one of the things that is like the inner dialogue, is killing you, like, get
mm,
out of here. When you are in the call, it's like,
mm,
get out.
mm.
So when you set up the anchor, uh, there is any kind of zone as well, any kind of inner dialogue, or you are just focusing in the pictures and in this kind of timeline work.
No, there is an inner dialogue. Yes, also the special moment when I thinking about when I had the first time my children on my arms. So I speak with me and I think, oh, that was good, and this takes me forward, and so. But I also had bad memories, but I laid it on in a positive focus on it because also my father died and my sister died, and I said, okay, I know them, the good memories on them. I know the pictures. I saw them, but they are died, and they cannot do that what I'm doing. They wanted probably to do that, yeah, but they can't. They died, and so I said, okay, I will do that. I see them, and I will do that for you also.
Mm.
Now to stand here and give my best.
Mm.
So that are also
So,
things
so
what I have.
you say to yourself or to your father and your sister, I will that for you.
Yes, 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 yes. I will do that for you, and but that's not all the time. So it's all also in a moment when I said, okay, I need now that information. I need that memories. So that helps me, that gives me a push
Mm.
for the last quarter or for the last time period. And then in the end, I take the very bad emotion, the very good emotions, the very positive emotion. And in the end, you know that you have a world record, you be in a point where no one in the world was in any time. So that gives you also push by your own. And in that moment, when I feel that in the eyes, I'm over that world record and I'm the only person on the peak. So you had a very good emotion. And then in the eyes, I do that here.
You put it.
I do that.
You put that
And
feeling in there.
yes. And in the next world record, I know that. I know. And I will start with them. I will start afterwards by a new world record, putting that, go into the ice, put that and say, okay, I did that once and I would do that now again and more.
Mm. And every time you you get your goals, you get your outcomes, you put this feeling in there, in the anchoring.
Yes.
Very interesting. How do you set up your goals? How do you put your goals? Because you have mentioned one thing, and I think it's very interesting, because some people set up the goals like I'm going to break the world record, no, I'm going to be the best, but not yourself. I saw this detail in the other interview that I saw, that you are not fighting or against other people. You are doing against yourself.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that's also very important because it makes a bad emotion if you want to be stronger than anyone. Yes. In the end, it is so. Yeah, but it's not for me. I will do. I have my goal. I have my line, my border, and I will go over that border. So I will have that feeling for me where no one was before. So and I can tell all the others what's behind that border.
Mm.
So that's for me very important. So not the guy which did 2 hours 34 or something else. I will find out my way to that goal and to my border. And in that moment when I hit the other world record, I said, "Wow, great man! Now I know what's behind your border."
Mm, it's like going to the unknown, no? Like going after the limits, and you can
Yes,
explain to the other people what is behind that limit, like an
yes.
exploration, really.
Uh,
It's like
it's also for me very important because it's new for everyone. I see like people went into the jungle several hundred years ago or went to the highest mountain of the world. They saw something which no one else could see. And in that time now, everything is found, mountain was climbed, every lake was they swam through. So that are my adventure to see what's behind that ice cube.
mm, very interesting. So this is what keeps your motivation.
Also, yes, yes.
And how do you set up? For example, when you think I'm going to swim from Ireland to Scotland. How do you set up that
Mhm.
goal? What do you do?
Yes, when I swam the English Channel, so I fall in a hole. I had no goals behind, and so I need something, and I said, okay, I can do also the Ocean 7. Yeah, it costs a lot of money, and it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of training, but it is a very fine goal to do all that 7 oceans. And yeah, and so you see the next one. The next one is the Irish Channel, so it's one of the hardest of them. It's very cold. It's only 13, 14 degree, 35K, and the waves are strong. You have a lot of jellyfish. You have yeah, it's not easy, and the weather is not constant in the Irish Sea.
Mm.
So we will
It's,
see.
it's
And,
going to be a big challenge.
yeah, it's a
And
big
and
challenge.
when you set up what do you want, you put a date in there. You say I'm going to do by that time, and do you plan like a training strategy after that?
Yes, I have a training strategy. Yes, but in Corona, it's very hard to follow that way. So I think I had to do I had to do more now when it's starting to get warmer in the sea, in the lakes
Mm.
and in the water. So I will swim in 8 degree without swim cap, and I will do when it's have 10 degree. I will do my 10K and so on. And so I need now. I had to train harder because uh, I have no pools and I had to do it more outside. So probably it could be good. Yes, it could be better because I train harder.
Mm.
But you know, technique, I had to train also technique. It's not so possible to train that outside. So
Mm. So you
yeah.
have to adapt what the environment has given to you in that situation with the corona. That's that's very interesting. Very interesting. I was thinking as well. Do you know there is a channel between Spain and Africa?
Yeah,
There is
yeah, probably.
there is
So
one in there.
next year, it's also in my focus that I want to swim the whole Danube. Yes, it's about 2,885, 58 kilometers, and yeah, it's also a long swim every day, 12 to 14 hours or more, and yeah, it's another challenge.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's another adventure.
This is another thing. It's very good to have challenge every time. If not, some people also some people when they have performed very well and like in a high performance and they suddenly have no goals in front of they go
Yes,
that like a black hole. They have
yes,
to get out from
yes,
there.
yes.
Yeah, this
Yes,
is
and it's in my situation. Yes, you see, wow, that are very big goals, very big goals. Yes, but in between you have also the small goals. Yeah,
mm,
and I say always to friends, you need every day an adventure. Your life is an adventure, and live it like an adventure. Uh, some people said, "Oh, live your life as it is your last day. Every day is your last day." I don't feel that. I think it should be an adventure. So you can have all the time good emotions. You are in danger. You are in I don't know what. You had fun the whole day, and that's I think a good way to make the steps to your goal.
very good. So thank you very much, Joseph, for this interview. There is these two things that I have found very interesting in the mental game. One is the anchoring stuff that I thought this is amazing, and how do you use it? How do you put the pictures? Do you do a timeline? That is very interesting. How do you go from the closer remembers that are closer to the old ones that are very strong ones, and the sound, and how do you put when the pain is coming and you release when the pain is gone and you just keep it easy. So very interesting, and also the work with the goals. How do you work with the goals? That I think very interesting. How important these two things, anchoring and goals, could be for high performance and also for business and for personal life. So thank you very much. I hope this is going to be very helpful for some people who are watching this, and they can discover as well. They can explore these techniques and they can discover what they can get from life.
Yes, do
So
it every day. Yeah.
thank you very much. And as a conclusion, I want to explain a little bit about the anchoring. The anchoring, there are two games in anchoring, two kind of work with that. One is the Pavlov experiment with dogs. Like when you have a signal, you start to have an inner state. The dogs have the bells and they start to salivate. A very classical Pavlov effect is the red lights in the traffic lights. When you are driving, you see the red light, boom, press stop. You don't think about that. It's automatically because it has been done for a long time, because there's kind of urgency also, feeling like danger, stop. So this is a learning that it comes with this kind of effect of Pavlov effect, Pavlov conditioning effect. So there is in one side this word, in another side there is an association disassociation process. So or disassociation association process. So you dissociate of the bad moment, bad situation that you don't want it, and you disassociating from that, associate yourself with good feelings, good moments, all the things that you have put in the anchor. So this is two parts is very important. As you have seen in the interview, Joseph used what is called a stockage of anchoring. I don't know if in English is say that word, stockage of anchoring, right? So basically in the anchor, you don't put just one moment or one feeling. You put lot of them. Boom, 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 boom. And by this, it's like you charge the anchor, charge more and more energy. You put a lot of energy in that anchor. And the anchoring, it works in two basic ways. One, if there is a very emotional state and you put the anchor, then you got it, you release the anchor, came back to the emotional state. For me, this is, for example, it happens a lot with the music, when you are in a feeling, could be like a romantic feeling, sad feeling, or a very nice feeling, the movement. And boom, there is a music that is anchoring with this state. So every time you see the music, well, this is a emotional anchoring. If you are in a very romantic moment and you have, your song with your partner. And another way of setting on the anchoring is by repetition. So boom, boom. It's basically what I did with, it was a mix of two. With the anchor of Muhammad Ali, I'm going to show you how big I am, how great I am. So this one, there was an emotional hit. Oh, I watch it and so boom, I put this anchor, I put this sentence in my mind, and I'm going to focus in that one. But also, every day that I went to the KFC, I start to use it. Boom, 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 boom. And I start to doubt myself. And I was conscious that I was doing it. I mean, I was doing with purpose, of being, I want to go to a KFC, I don't want to be miserable. I want to be hyper energetic. This is what I'm going to do. So, emotional state, repetition, stockage of anchors, and in the interview, as you can see, he also used a timeline. This stockage of anchoring is just not a stockage. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going from the easy memories. I say memories in the interview. Well, my English sometimes, when I'm very focused on something, I forget the English. But you have the closest memories, easy to get them. And you start to go boom in the back in time and going to the stronger. He says the ones that are more far, that the ones that are the oldest memories, they are the most important ones, because they are the ones that they has been in the time in the mind, and they have not been forgotten. They are still with this kind of emotional reaction. So there is this kind of timeline work. Very important, I think. Easy to go to the closest memories. Boom, 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 boom. There is also a gradual process, I think. But this is anchoring. This is why I thought it was so important, and this is a perfect example of how to be used in high performance and also in life. So I hope you have liked it, and that's all. Just try it, explore it, use it, and have fun.